St Mary's Church and Cemetery on South Road in the suburb of St Marys, Adelaide. John Wickham Dorr donated 1 acre of land for a church in 1841. The first church was 200 metres north of the present church. It was a temporary structure made from stringy bark and shingles at a cost of £70. The first service was held on the 4th of July 1841. The church doubled as a school and had a small library of religious and educational books. The current church opened in 1847 and was considered a country parish until the time of World War I. This is the oldest Anglican church graveyard in Adelaide. The first burial was of James Penn. He was a great-nephew of William Penn, the Quaker who founded Pennsylvania in the US. He emigrated with his daughter Winifred Bucar's family in 1846 at the age of 81 and died on the 19th of November 1847, aged 83. In the plot marked number 23 is John Bailey. He established the first botanic gardens in Adelaide, in the northwest corner of the city. This returned to bushland, and he planted a second garden in North Adelaide. Cuttings from that garden were the basis of the current Adelaide Botanic Gardens on North Terrace. The free ground on the eastern side of the church was where those who could not afford the 10 shillings and sixpence for a plot were buried in unmarked graves. The eastern side of a church was a traditional side for burials of the poor. 80 graves are known, but others were probably buried here. An archaeological dig involving university students took place in late 2002. Their investigation found many children had been buried here, approximately 2/3 of the bodies. Evidence of people suffering from dental infections, syphilis and leprosy were uncovered. One man had died from suicide by hanging. One of the infants was so small and buried in such a shallow position, it was thought to be a stillbirth buried by a parent. Stillbirths did not need to be registered in South Australia until 1928. On the 2nd of June 1953, when alterations were being made on the church, a fire broke out at night in the vestry and spread to the roof, destroying historical records and causing £3,000 damage, although 2 flags flying from the tower remained intact. An electrical fault was blamed. But on the 3rd of October 1953, at about 8 p.m, somebody poured lacquer and thinners around the organ with a trail to a mat at the back door and set it on fire, destroying the organ, worth £200. They were just 2 of 13 attacks on Adelaide churches in the previous 6 years. There had only been arrests in 3 of those fires. The St Marys arsonist was never caught.